Howdy, and welcome to the 10 at 10. Guys, we're going to talk about 10 new trees that get listed at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's a full 20 you can sign up for on our website for the emails to get the other secret 10. Guys, we got some cool trees getting listed today. We got a Valentine sale happening right now on MrMaple.com, so take advantage of those savings. And we got an open house coming up. So a lot of things to discuss, but guys, we got some cool trees today.
Hey guys, welcome again. Some awesome trees. I'm excited to be on here to talk about. Some of these are my favorite, and there's one that's coming up that, I think for the landscape is something everybody needs. But before we do that, let's jump right in and let's talk about Acer palmatum, Mikawa Nishiki.
Mikawa Nishiki, I love this tree. It's a selection from Japan that has a leaf more like a Mikawa Yatsubusa and has variegation like a Higashiyama. It is an upright tree. It's vigorous, give you some pink colors in the spring, then go into a nice creamy white. Guys, this is a really awesome selection that's not offered enough in the nursery trade.
Man, what I really appreciate about this is you talk about that leaf style like a Mikawa Yatsubusa, but that Higashiyama type variegation. Man, this is just going to bring pop to that landscape. It's going to make those colors just shine. Man, pair this up against something like a lace leaf up behind it and let that variegation really shine. Man, just a killer tree.
Now guys, in the live chat, we've been bringing it each and every week, I think, on the 10 at 10. Let us know what you think about, the past few weeks lineups we've been having here on Mr. Maple on our 10 at 10s when we drop them Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. I think you're going to be in love with what we got coming out today.
Mikawa Nishiki. Okay guys, now we're coming at you with Acer palmatum, Edna Bergman.
This is a beautiful tree. Edna Bergman, selection by Rare Flora Nursery. The Bergmans introduced some amazing conifers and maples. This particular one gives you some nice spring colors, goes to a green, but the fall colors are simply amazing.
Man, that's what I love about this tree is we talk a lot about spring. When we talk about landscape, when we talk about contrasting with those spring colors. Well, with this, you can plan on that awesome red that it goes to. And I honestly think this competes just as much with all the other trees that go to reds. We talk about Akatsuki and we talk about hot blonde and the reds it goes to. Man, Edna Bergman, I believe, competes just as well with those fall colors.
We've got Edna Bergman planted right across the street from Matt's house at one of my parents' rental properties. And I'm telling you, it steals the show. And we've got probably 100 or so Japanese maples over there. And when you see this tree in fall color, it grabs your attention. It's underrated, it's extremely beautiful. Typically gonna be about 6 to 8 foot in 10 years. To me, this is a Japanese maple that you need to have in your garden. It's one that doesn't have a flashy name to it, but I'm telling you, it's gonna add a lot of flair to that garden.
Edna Bergman.
Guys, you heard me talking about our open house. We've got one coming up here at Mr. Maple on April 11th. This will be from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. here at Mr. Maple. You can actually purchase trees on today's 10 at 10, mark that you're gonna be picking them up, contact our office and let them know you're gonna be picking them up at the open house, and these trees will be waiting for you to pick up when you come to our open house. It's a great way to save on shipping, but you can also come and shop all of our trees in our greenhouses. And this particular greenhouse we're standing in, there's probably 100 or a couple hundred different varieties of Japanese maples in this one house. We've got plenty of houses up here of maples, conifers, azaleas, and awesome trees for you to shop here at our open house. It's a fun time with a lot of other people who enjoy the exact same hobby that you do of growing Japanese maples.
Okay guys, now we're getting into Acer Shirasawanum Green Snowflake. Man, I love this tree. I think more people need to know about this one. One, it's an Acer Shirasawanum, but it kind of has that more on that lace leaf style of Shirasawanum. But man, the leaves on this are small and look delicate to me. And I love adding that quality to a garden.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's amazing. It's likely one of the trees that was found by Dr. Jim Baggett, who's one of our friends at Oregon State University. He was a plant breeder who was famous for breeding a lot of plant vegetables, but he loved and had a passion for Japanese maples. Matt and I were able to go visit him and talk to him about his Japanese maples and his selections that he later took to Talon Buchholz and Talon introduced into the nursery trade. Green Snowflake, being an Acer Shirasawanum with a lace leaf, is very unique and special. It breaks the mold of what we think of Acer Shirasawanum. Typically we think about Acer Shirasawanum being an upright tree, green rounded leaf, perfectly full moon leaf. This is a lace leaf weeping version of that. And if you look at the leaf itself, it's fuller, it's denser, because it has more lobes to the leaf, just like an Acer shirasawanum does. But instead of being that perfectly rounded leaf, they're deeply divided into a lace leaf, giving a very delicate approach. Has a really nice olive green kind of color and a really nice cascading shape, typically reaching 3 to 4 feet in height, about 5 foot in width in 10 years.
Get you one today, green snowflake. Okay guys, now we're coming at you with Acer palmatum, Babes, Dwarf. The story behind this one, pretty cool.
Yeah, this tree is a babe, but this tree was found as a dwarf broom mutation. Bob McCafferty calls them blessings, because they are blessings. When we take cuttings off of this dwarf mutation, now you can have a dwarf tree in your garden. He found this above Babe Ruth's grave. So if you've got any baseball fans who are into gardening, or just a baseball fan you want to get into gardening, get them a Babe's dwarf. They can enjoy the fact that this came from a historic place. Overall, this is a beautiful tree too. Small red leaves, compact form, fits in small places, great for containers.
Absolutely, that's exactly what I was going to say. Use this as a container planting, and man, just an excellent all-around witch's broom red that's just going to fill those spots perfectly. Babe's Dwarf.
Yeah, amazing small tree, rare in the trade, newer, just now hitting the market. I mean, a lot of these Bob McCafferty introductions are just hitting the trade. Bob years ago contacted us and said, I want to get a lot of my witch's brooms out there. Well, Bob, we're doing it. We're working hard to get these trees out there and making them available that Bob found introduced. And guys, they can be a blessing in your garden.
So bring some baseball and maples to your garden. Okay guys, coming at you with Acer palmatum, Hubble's super cork. Bring some of that corking, some of that winter interest to your landscape. Man, it was such a pleasure when we went down to Texas. I got to meet Scott, and this is one of his introductions, just a killer tree.
Scott loves pine barks, and it's because he's into bonsai. Pine barks give this appearance of a very aged tree in a smaller setting. These 1 gallons are already starting to cork up very strongly. That's really unusual for a cork bark or pine bark Japanese maple. Normally it takes 3 or 7 gallon size to really start to get some of that pine barking starting to this level that we're already getting on these 1 gallons. Hubble Super Cork, named after Scott Hubble, who found this selection, is probably one of the most barking selections that can survive and do well out in the landscape. There's some that I've chased before, like Isaiah Nishiki Kawasu. They cork up real quick and die. They live for 3 to 4 years, and then you pretty much have to throw away the tree because it's dead. It's not the case with Hubble Super Cork. This tree is a long-lived tree. I've had one now for probably close to 12 to 15 years. It's beautiful, continues to bark up nicely, makes a nice small tree out there in the garden, and it's a green leaf that goes to oranges and reds in the fall.
And I always like what Matt, when he talks about this, he says, you know, you bonsai folks out there, get one of these, put it in your landscape, and then it gives you medium forever for going forward for your bonsai materials. Man, just a great tree.
Yeah, because you can air layer, take rooted cuttings off of a tree out there in the ground, giving you just infinite resources to make more and more bonsai material off of. And Hubble Super Cork would be a great one to do that with.
Okay, guys, now we got Acer palmatum, Jeddeloh orange. Is it Jeddeloh or Jeddeloh? I know there's a lot of controversy out there.
I hear that it should be pronounced Jeddeloh, but Jeddeloh orange is the way most people say it in the trade. This is such a unique lace leaf with a small, compact form, extremely weeping. It gives you a really nice shade of red that's off red than any other red you have in the trade. It's different than ornatum. It's different than your Tamukiyama. It's like a purple red, and the lobes on the leaf on this are really short, giving a really nice, the sublobes are really short, giving a really nice appearance with that lacy leaf look. Such a beautiful tree.
I love the weeping habit that it has, but I mean, you can't not mention what this tree is known for, and that's in the name, that orange. When you get to fall, you go to those crazy oranges, and you know, I think of that one that you have at your parents' house that just shines every fall.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. Now, with Jeddeloh orange, if you want to go see a cultivar highlight, we've got an excellent cultivar highlight at Dr. John and Jerry Criticos' garden over in Flower Rock, North Carolina, just a few minutes away from the nursery. Go check out our cultivar highlight on this. It is an amazing weeping lace leaf you're going to love.
Okay, guys, now we're coming with one, a true and tested Acer palmatum zukushi. Man, I love these trees that are from Japan that date back to that 1700 list. The moment I see something from the 17 or 1800s, I say true and tested. You don't have to take our word for it. It wouldn't still be in the trade today if it wasn't true and tested.
Yeah, zukushi gives some beautiful colors to it where it's a green during the spring and the summer. It gives a rich, lively feel out there in the garden. But then it goes to a rich, just rich orange red in the fall. It's a little bit shorter than something like Sakazuki, where Sakazuki, could be 15 feet, 12 to 15 feet in 10 years. This typically around that 8 foot in 10 years and almost as wide. It has a really nice rounded habit to it. But that fall color is really what zukushi is known for. And it's rich, it's bold, and it's beautiful.
Absolutely. Pair this up with that Jeddeloh orange that we just talked about during the fall. You get that orange contrasting with the red on this. It's just going to flash. Okay, guys, coming up is the one that I mentioned at the very beginning that I'm excited to talk about. We're talking about Chamaecyparis nucentensis green arrow. And the reason I'm excited about this is I think that everybody needs a true vertical interest in the landscape.
Verticality adds a lot. It adds depth to your garden. It gets you to look down through because you're going to look from the base of the tree all the way to the top. So if you put this out there in the foreground or out there in the background, it's going to command your attention to look across the entire garden. Verticality, an underrated part of any garden. And green arrow does that in a unique way where it stays tall and narrow and creates basically this nice little arrow with some unique little arms that sort of cascade and weep off of that. It's really different. It looks otherworldly, and it's a tree you definitely got to get in your garden.
Yeah, I love that vertical interest with that weeping habit. A lot of times when we think about weeping stuff, we usually think of shorter and wider than we do tall. And to get a tree that gets that verticality and weeps, that's game changing in my book.
Now with green arrow, stake this up a little bit as it gets at an early age, and then it'll start going straight up. Also, you'll start to get some branches trying to create a skirt down at the base. Prune those branches off, let it put all this energy going upwards in the beginning, and you're gonna have exactly what everyone looks for with that green arrow, that very unique shape out there in the garden. This is a chance seedling that was found by a nurseryman and introduced into the trade by Talon Buchholz. And so it's part of our Floral Wonder collection at Buchholz Nursery. It is very special and different, and it's one of my favorites. And if you look at photos from a Buchholz Nursery, one of the most iconic photos has 3 or 4 of these out there in the garden, just standing up, and you're just seeing just this beautiful display across the garden. But it's these particular plants that are iconic that makes you think Buchholz Nursery. I love this tree.
Green arrow, y'all. Okay, y'all. Cornus Kusa Akatsuki. Man, bring some of that variegation, bring some of that flowering into your landscape. Man, to me, this is one of those that you can say could be a focal point planting.
I mean, it's everything that's awesome about variegated plants. Cornus Kusa Akatsuki is a selection from Japan that is a blue-green leaf with a creamy white border around the edge of every leaf. So it's very showy spring, summer, and when you hit fall, you get some amazing fall colors of pinks and reds in there as well. When this thing blooms, it has a typical dogwood bloom that you think of like a Cornus Florida or a Cornus Kusa that's white, but then pink starts to come into it. So this is one of the very few variegated pink blooming dogwoods.
Man, I love when you talked about that fall. Even when those fall colors hit and you start getting some of those reds and pinks, with it having that white border on the outside, those kind of start to go to that pink first, and you get a variegated fall as well, which to me is, just an unstoppable thing to have in your garden.
Now, not only is this tree beautiful, but it's a Cornus Kusa. So the Cornus Kusas are powdery mildew resistant and anthracnose resistant compared to our native Cornus Florida. So you get everything you love about some of our natives with that habit, some good fall color, some beautiful blooms, probably a more prolific bloomer than most of our natives as well. But you also get that variegation and just disease resistance that make this tree an easy landscape tree.
Akatsuki. Okay, guys, coming at you with our final and 10th. But before we do that, you mentioned before, open house. Go ahead and get those dates now. Get those hotel rooms. It's going to be a blast.
On top of that, too, April 11th, we've got that open house from 8 to 4. But we also currently right now have our Valentine's Day sale going on MrMaple.com. Take advantage of those savings. You can actually buy a tree now with those savings and pick it up at the open house. So you can also buy it and have it shipped today as well. But guys, take advantage of the savings. Some killer deals going right now, part of our Valentine's Day sale. That's MrMaple.com/Valentine. You can see all the plants from maples to conifers to azaleas to camellias and all the other rare plants we carry at Mr. Maple on sale right now for a Valentine's Day sale. So, you know, you can buy your honey some flowers that'll die in a week, or you can buy them a Japanese maple that'll grow with your love for a lifetime. Grab you some trees. Guys, lastly today, we got Easter pomatum Muka.
All the way from Japan, y'all. This is a rare tree. Man, you don't want to miss out there. But man, this is for something that's only going to get about 4 foot tall. I mean, we're already looking at about 2 foot in this 1 gallon. Great sizes for a smaller tree for those smaller spaces.
I was with some nurserymen over in Japan at Tsukasa Maple the first time I saw this, and they were freaking out. They could not believe what they were looking at with Muka because the leaves are so small. It's tiny on the new growth, it's tiny on the old growth. It's got a dense, compact form. It makes a great little small tree out there in the landscape, but it stands out from all the other trees that we offer at Mr. Maple. And that's what I love, is when a tree is truly unique and different. Muka brings it, a selection from Tsukasa Maple, from Tokyo to Japan. This is an amazing small Japanese maple you should add to your garden.
Guys, this is just 10 of the 20 trees that are getting listed today at 10 a.m. So, you know, be sure to sign up for that email. If you want to know what those extra 10 are that's going to get listed, you can find out. You could be on that early side and already know what's coming up. So be sure to sign up for that email.
Yeah, and y'all, we appreciate y'all jumping in today's video. In the live chat or in the chat below, in the comment section, let us know what you thought of today's 10 at 10, what your favorite tree is. Let us know what you think of these lineups we've been bringing each and every week. Is it good enough diversity for you? A lot of things you hadn't seen in a little bit. That's what we're working for here at Mr. Maple. Y'all, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being a customer. Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.